Okay, welcome back, everyone. This is the First Inning Radio Show. We're live on the Spotify now, and you can search the First Inning Radio Show on Google, and you can find on any platform that you listen to. Find us anywhere. So I am the BX Bomber 2011. So go search the First Inning Radio Show, BX Bomber 2011, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I am along with Roger, the big Yankee fan. So say hello, Roger.
Hello, good evening, BX Bomber. We are recording on February 12th, 2020, and today was the first official workout for pitchers and catchers at George M. Steinbrenner Field and Facility.
Yeah, man. I was watching video of Garrett Cole there throwing his bullpen session. It looked amazing.
Yes, I saw it too. I checked out, there were a few little video shots of him warming up and going through his workout, and that was pretty darn good to get, pretty darn good. So I'm very happy that the pitchers and catchers are now in spring training, and the rest of the team will report on February 17th, and then the first spring training game will be between the Yankees and the Blue Jays at George M. Steinbrenner Field on February 22nd.
Yeah, man. I also got a chance to listen to the Aaron Boone press conference that he had today.
Oh, great. I haven't had a chance to hear that one yet.
Yeah, he talked about a lot of things, about the scandal, about the players and all that. And, he went through every player.
Wow.
And he pretty much answered all the questions that we're gonna need going into spring training. Like, and Duhar is gonna be playing different positions. Stanton is gonna be outfield and DH, and gonna go around just like that.
Excellent. Very good. And there has been a report that is a very interesting report. And has been reported by a number of different people now that there is a possibility that the playoff format for Major League Baseball may be changed beginning in the 2022 season.
Yeah,
And the way it is looking right now is that they want to have 7 teams from each league make the playoffs, and it is a weird kind of setup. What you would have is your number one team, which won the most games in the league, would have a bye for the division series. And then the other teams would pick, 2 other teams would pick who they are playing in the playoffs. As in, the number 2 team, as far as record is concerned, would be able to pick a team that made the playoffs and play them. And then the third team would play the other team at that point in time. So there would be 7 teams making the playoffs, and they have the number 1 seed would get the bye into the division series. The number 2 team and would pick who they are playing, and the number 3 team would play the team remaining after that. And it is an unusual type of setup, and also with those wild card games, they would be 3 games instead of a 1-game elimination, and they would all be played at the stadium of the dominating team, of the team with the best record. So it is an unusual, different type of setup that they are talking about. And Major League Baseball has lost attendance over the past 7 years, and I think Rob Manfred is trying to do something to boost attendance, but in some ways it would be turning it kind of into the NBA, where almost half the teams make the playoffs.
Right. Exactly. And you know what? What they're trying to do is they're trying to give those low market teams and their fans a chance and hope of winning a World Series. Like the Dodgers. I mean, like the San Diego Padres. They haven't won in so long, and other teams. So it's kind of ridiculous in my opinion, but how it will work. Yeah, I mean they're gonna make baseball less interesting, man. It's not gonna be interesting for me. at all.
It would kind of be a case where, you could have a team that is under 500 getting in as the number 7 seed. You could have an 80, 79, 81 team. And also, what I believe they may be trying to do this is also to keep teams from tanking or selling off their top players at the trade deadline, where if they feel they still have a major opportunity to make the playoffs, that they would be least, they would be far less likely to try to tank. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to boost attendance. Major League Baseball is making a huge amount of money due to the television contracts, but attendance has declined over the past 7 years. But I know what you're saying. If 7 teams from each league make the playoffs, that means that teams would be eliminated, and it would be just about half of each league would be in the playoffs. So it would be something like what the NBA or NHL hockey has.
Right. What they're trying to do is see what happened was we're gonna talk about the luxury tax, right? Now, George Steinbrenner invented the luxury tax, right? When he became
Right.
in baseball, because the reason why, because there were teams that were failing, and the only way to have those teams above water and keep the lights on is to have a luxury tax where they would go over the luxury tax, and that tax money will become the welfare money for these teams to take care of
Right.
them. So what is happening now is the system is changing with contracts now, right? That you have to have them for 6 years and this and money owed to them and what have you, right? Those
Mm-hmm.
situations have changed now where they can't operate the same way as they used to.
Right.
You see? So now these teams, the general managers are trying to stay under the luxury tax.
Yes.
Okay? So now that welfare money for these teams is getting lower. You understand? So
Yes.
now it's not enough money to take care of them anymore. So now they need to change the system where these teams have hope to go into the playoffs and make a little bit more money when they get there through advertising and playoff money and all that stuff.
More games.
Exactly. And you get to have more games and more jobs are curated through this, you know?
Right. Right.
So,
Exactly.
so it's gonna it's I guess there's something going on between the contracts and agents and general managers right now,
Yeah.
and the management of baseball, where the contracts is getting too crazy now.
Right.
Right at some point they're gonna have to upgrade. They're gonna have to upgrade the luxury tax threshold. They're gonna have to
Yeah.
boost it up because players are making so much money now. Guys is
Right.
making $34 million a year now. So
Exactly.
so you have to raise up the threshold because it's like every player now is making above $20 million a year. When before that was unheard of. The only people that was making $24 million a year, 22 $22 million a year was A Rod and Derek Jeter.
Right.
You know
Right. That's eight.
those.
And I think the qualifying offer now is something like $18 million, isn't it?
Yeah, you're in the teens at least. I
Wow.
mean, look at Brett Gardner, a veteran player, and he's been there so long. He's getting 10 million.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know,
It really is. It really is something, that's for sure. And I do like a certain amount of socialism in baseball. But what I don't like is if the team, gets social money from another big market team, and the owner just puts it in his pocket. If he's getting the social money, he should use it to improve this team.
yes, exactly, and you know what? Now that's why They are doing that right now. That's why these owners are making new stadiums. See? So they can own the property, own the building around it, and what have you, right? And that way
Right,
they can put that money back into the team. You know? Like before, wherever stadium they were at before, they had to pay whoever, and that was out of their pocket. Now they're keeping the money by building a new stadium.
right. Many times the city or the county would own the stadium and they would pay rent.
That's like Yankee Stadium. The old stadium, they had to pay rent there for because the city owns Yankee Stadium.
Right, and the Yankees had a lease with the city.
You know what I'm saying? So they didn't even own the building. The Yankees were playing in a building that they didn't even own. You know what I mean?
Right,
Until George Steinbrenner was like, he made that deal and got the new stadium across the street, which he owns the property, owns the building, and he could do whatever he want with it.
right,
You know?
right.
So the game of
I have a
baseball is
little bit of,
changing.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to change the subject for a minute here. I have a little bit of the information about Cameron Maben. Cameron Maben has found a new home.
Yeah, Detroit Tigers.
Right, exactly, exactly. And I have a little bit from New Jersey Advanced Media. When the Yankees opened spring training Wednesday at Steinbrenner Field in Tampa, Florida, outfielder Cameron Maben was nowhere to be found, and with good reason. MLB Network's Don Heyman reports Maben signed with the Tigers. It will be Maben's third tour in Detroit. He made his major league debut with the Tigers in 2007. After stints with the Florida Marlins, San Diego Padres, and Atlanta Braves, Maben returned to Detroit in 2016. In 2017, Maben moved on to the Los Angeles Angels before landing with the Houston Astros for the World Series run. Then it was back to the Marlins in 2018. We traded him to the Seattle Mariners last summer. Maben started 2019 with the Indians. Yankees general manager Brian Cashman acquired him from Cleveland for just $25,000 on April 25th. And in 13 Major League Baseball seasons, Maben has been traded no less than 7 times, including a couple of blockbuster deals. In 2007, when he went from the Tigers to the Marlins, he was part of a deal which brought Miguel Cabrera to Detroit. In 2015, when he went from the Padres to the Braves, he was part of a deal which brought closer Craig Kimbrell to San Diego. Maben's production in the Bronx last season helped the Yankees survive a wave of injuries in the outfield, with Aaron Hicks, Giancarlo Stanton, and Aaron Judge all being shut down at some point last season. Maben ended up playing 82 regular season games for the Yankees, hitting .285 with 11 home runs. With the outfield getting healthy for the 2019 playoffs, the 32-year-old Maben only got 7 postseason at-bats. Things didn't look much better for him in 2020. Judge and Stanton are healthy. Brett Gardner is back on a new contract. Mike Tauchman and Clint Frazier are on the 40-man roster, and Miguel Andujar is taking reps in the outfield. All that made Cameron Maben the odd man out.
Really? Yeah. Well, you know what, man? I think the Yankees lost a good guy there. I think the Yankees should have kept him.
Yeah, Cameron Maben. It was just what how they feel that they have so many people now with Brett Gardner and Mike Tauchman and everyone else, but we see with the amount of injuries that they get that you can never have enough people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you know what? It sounds like he's a Detroit guy.
Right, right. So that really,
And you know what? But if you like the person, if you like the player, I want him to play on a team that he can play on every day. You know?
right, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
man.
Cameron became a fan favorite. Everyone enjoyed Cameron Maben. He played very well for the Yankees. He did an excellent job for the Yankees, and I wish him well.
Yeah, because if he was to sign with the Yankees, right, he would actually be in a minor league contract.
Exactly. And speaking of a minor league contract, the Yankees have signed a right-hand pitcher that I don't really know. His name is ZYCH. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. It is Zitch. And Yankees signed right-hand pitcher Tony Zitch to minor league deal. The Yankees today announced they have signed right-hand pitcher Tony Zitch to a minor league contract with an invitation to Major League spring training. Zitch will wear number 62. Zitch, 29, underwent thoracic outlet surgery in November 2018 and has not pitched professionally since 2017. In 70 career Major League appearances, one start with Seattle from 2015 to 17 has gone 7 wins and 3 losses with 1 save, a 2.72 earned run average, and 80 strikeouts. He has made 190 career minor league appearances, 3 starts, going 15 and 16 with a 3.73 earned run average. He was in the Cubs and Mariners organization, and he is a Hazel Crest, Illinois native, was selected by Chicago in the 4th round of the 2011 first-year player draft. So the Yankees have signed a minor league piece to the bullpen, to the minor league system as, I guess, insurance.
No,
I'm not pronouncing his name. It's Tony Zitch or Zick.
yeah.
So we may see him in spring training.
Yeah, man. I don't know what the. You see, we don't know what the rotation's gonna be like or the bullpen until we get there, because, like, you know how it happens, man. People get hurt and this and that happens, and so we just have to wait it out and find out and see how spring training ends. Then we'll know who will be the guys to go into the season. But we kind of know who it is, but really don't until we get there, because you know how guys get hurt for no reason.
Right. And also, if the fans want to go on and check some things out, you and I both saw some great video of Garrett Cole going through his workout on the first day of Yankee spring training today for pitchers and catchers. And he looked like he was really throwing some heat.
Yeah. Also, man, I heard a interview with Gary Sanchez. Man, he was getting at Altuve and all that. You know,
Yes, Gary. Yes, discuss that.
saying that they cheaters and all that, and and Tanaka also spoke out. Well,
Yes,
saying
Tanaka
that
also.
we felt that he felt cheated, like the way CC Sabathia felt. I feel cheated as well, because I
Right.
thought that 2017 year was our year, man, and I had tickets for that World Series and all that, man, and they cheated me out of that,
Right. I know. I know.
you know.
Everyone can feel heated about this whole situation.
But this is the thing. I was looking at a little clip from Fuzzy, a
Mm-hmm.
baseball guy named Fuzzy, right? Is it Fuzzy? F
I
U
know
Z
him.
Z
I,
Y.
I like them.
But anyway, it's a baseball guy that talks baseball, and he was showing some video with Altuve claiming that they asked him, "Why didn't you take off your shirt?" He said, "No, because my wife wouldn't like it. I got in trouble last time, something like that, right?"
Oh,
So, what I'm trying to figure out is, if I can't pinpoint it, but when he's telling them, "Don't take off my shirt," right? He doesn't have a shirt under his jersey.
oh,
You know what I mean? So it could be legit that there wasn't a buzzer, you know?
right,
Because after the game is over and they're interviewing him, he has the championship uh shirt on,
right.
which he didn't have a shirt on under the jersey, because you would have seen that shirt, because that was too much around the collar, you know?
Yeah,
But when he plays with his jersey on that jump into home plate, it doesn't look like he has a shirt on.
I see. I
So
see.
this could have been an overreaction.
Right, right. Maybe. I
But
mean, it could be an overreaction, no doubt about that. And also, really, it was a case of where Chapman looked perplexed when he threw that breaking pitch, and Altuve jumped on that the way he jumped on that. It was almost like he was waiting for it or ready for it to come.
Oh
And
yeah.
Chapman was very perplexed.
And you know what, man? I seen there's a guy on Twitter, I forget his name, that did all the check this out. There's a guy. I don't know who he is, but he made a bar graph of all the times they hit the bangs with the garbage can,
Right.
with all the teams and when they did it, and all kind of, and what player, how many times for what player, and basically your top players like Altuve, Alex Bregman, and those guys were the number one bangs. You know,
Wow.
so
Incredible.
those guys needed help. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah, I feel like Chapman. Maybe they did know. I don't know if they did know. Maybe they knew that they were stealing it because things was happening. Because in the interview with Tanaka, you know, he was talking to people and saying there's got to be something going on. You know, and then when the
Right.
scandal comes out, he's like, "Oh, there was something going on." You know, that makes you even madder because you had a hunch that it was going on.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
and then they claim Carlos Beltran is the godfather of the whole thing, which I said in
Right.
the beginning he was. He's the one that invented the whole thing.
And Gary Sanchez was also mentioning both Beltron and Altuve.
Exactly. So, man, it sucks though, but if they're gonna change the playoffs and this and that, the Yankees better win this year, man. You know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, did you see the car that Chapman showed up to spring training in? He showed up in a souped up Rolls Royce.
Oh, he got a Rolls Royce now?
Yeah, he signed that $48 million extension now, and he showed up with a souped up, really souped up, done up Rolls Royce. He pulled up to spring training in.
I know for a fact, a Roller Chapman, he goes to Yankee Stadium in some like Batmobile looking type of Jeep.
Wow,
Yeah, his
wow,
Jeep looks like a Batmobile, yo. It looks like his armored truck, something. It's crazy.
holy cow, holy cow.
Yeah, I seen
That
him a
is
few times go around the corner. So,
right.
so yeah, but I don't understand how the hell they can drive themselves to the park and drive themselves home. I'm not driving. Somebody has to Uber me over there or drive me to the game.
Who knows? I guess, some of them with the money that they have and everything, maybe they're driving enthusiasts. You know what I mean? I know you have to deal with all the traffic and everything. They get there hours and hours before the game, so they're not really traveling in traffic. But I guess they're driving enthusiasts, who like to drive their luxury and sports car vehicles.
Yeah, but you can have somebody drive you in your vehicle though.
Oh, sure. That's how I would do it too. I would rather just relax and not have to worry about driving and just kind of sit back and be chauffeured if I can afford it.
Yeah, right. Well, that'll be well. Usually, when you're rich and famous like that, they have friends around them that could do that. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
They employ a whole group of people, people that will be working on their lawns, landscapers working on their lawns at their properties and doing all kinds of things for them.
Yeah. So I don't know, man, but yeah, he got the Rolls Royce going on though. That's bad. You know, that's a thing in spring training where people come in the craziest cars.
Yeah, yeah, they like attention. They like a certain amount of attention. So you wanted to get a bit of attention there by showing up with that Rolls Royce there. Holy cow, heavy duty, no doubt about it. And also, speaking of the cheating scandal,
Yeah.
I have a recent article from the New York Post. David Robertson went into a tirade about the cheating scandal. Yankees memory sparks Astros tirade. It's a disgrace, and this is by David Robertson. Would you like me to go through it? It's only a couple minutes.
Sure, sure. Yeah, let's.
Ex-Yankees reliever David Robertson joined a long list of pitchers who have complained they were personally victimized by the Astros sign stealing operation in 2017. It's a disgrace what they've done, and they're going to have to live with it. And everyone knows, Robertson said, starting his second season with the Phillies, told reporters in Clearwater, Florida on Wednesday. Robertson, who was in his second stint with the Yankees in 2017, allowed just 4 runs in 30 games for New York after getting traded from the White Sox. Through 6 appearances that postseason, including a scoreless 2-inning stint in Houston, he allowed just 1 run in 11 innings, but then had the worst postseason outing of his career. Entering in the bottom of the 8th inning with the Yankees trailing Houston 3-1 in Game 6 of the American League Championship Series, Robertson was lit up by 4 hits and 4 runs, unable to retire any of the 4 batters he faced. I got roughed up in Game 6, Robertson said, and I felt like in that game I threw as well as I've ever thrown in my entire life. I had some pitches that got hit that I was a little shocked by, and some pitches that didn't get swung at that I was a little shocked by. At the time, I wasn't thinking about what we know now, but it all comes together now, and I'm upset about it, that's for sure. The Astros steamrolled the Yankees 7-1 to tie the series before taking the series in Game 7 the next night. Houston went on to defeat the Dodgers to win the World Series. It was revealed in 2019 that the Astros were stealing signs through a technology-based sign-stealing scheme. I'm never going to get 2017 back, Robertson said. I can't say moving forward I'll never get to pitch in a league championship series again, but I'll never get that season back with that group of guys and that opportunity to win a World Series. Carlos Beltran, who was teammates with Robertson on the Yankees, reportedly spearheaded the sign-stealing operation. Robertson admitted he was surprised by Beltran's extensive involvement. I always respected him as a player, especially being a veteran player on our team, when I got a chance to play with him in New York, Robertson said. I enjoyed the way he played and the way he went about his business. He's got to live with this, and that is a little bit of a tirade from David Robertson about the sign stealing.
Horrible, man, because if Beltran would have never got caught in that thing, or never would have been labeled as the godfather of the scandal,
Right.
he definitely would have been Hall of Fame contention, because he got 2 World Series rings. You know what I mean? So he could have made it in.
And look at how he's paying the price. The Mets hired him to be manager, and then they unhired him.
Yeah, that's sad too, man, because as soon as he left the Mets as a player, he won a World Series.
Right,
And then he
exactly.
got traded to the San Francisco Giants and won a World Series. Crazy,
exactly.
man. So he's lucky,
Exactly.
man. And then no, he got 3 rings. I'm sorry. And then he won with the Houston Astros. He had 3 World Series rings. He definitely would have been Hall of
Fame. Exactly. And I do have a little bit of another information. Yankees Luis Severino enters spring training with number 1 goal: be healthy. And I have a little bit of a couple paragraphs here if you would like to hear them.
Sure, man. I seen a little video that the Yankees released, and they showed Severino working out in the Dominican Republic over, running around a track and all kind of stuff. So yeah, let's hear the article.
Okay, Luis Severino returned in time to make an impact on the Yankees down the stretch of the 2019 season and into the playoffs. But the 2-time All-Star from 2017 and 2018 is looking for more than a clean slate for 2020. After missing the first 5.5 months of last year, starting on the 10-day injured list March 25th with right shoulder rotator cuff inflammation and a grade 2 lat strain, the combination of the two ailment moved him to the 60-day injured list April 25th. But Severino came back to make 3 regular season starts September 17th, 22nd, and 28th. And of course, you and I were at the September 17th game, going 1-1 with a 1.50 earned run average and 17 strikeouts and, to 6 walks and 12 innings pitched. As he hits the reset button, Severino has 1 goal on his mind. For me, the main thing is to be healthy, Severino said Wednesday. It's a long season, so we have to take care of a lot of things. But this year, my goal is to be healthy, help my team, and just know as a team it's to get to the World Series and win it. Severino, who turns 26 next Thursday, will be relied on once again atop the Yankees starting rotation. The Yankees, however, appear to be in a much more opportunistic position with Ace Garrett Cole leading the charge. As healthy, Severino, complemented by James Paxton, who is injured, and Masahiro Tanaka makes for one of the Major League Baseball's most dynamic 1-2 punches. Last year it was a good group, Severino said, and this year it's a really good group. Since earning his April 2015 call-up to the Major League level, Severino has 42 wins and 26 losses with a 3.46 earned run average and has 589 strikeouts against 150 walks through 99 games, 88 starts, over 530 innings. He made 2 postseason starts, 1 each in the American League Division Series and American League Championship Series, going 0-1 with 10 strikeouts to 5 walks over 8 1/3 frames. Regardless of results, that experience was crucial for Severino entering Tampa, Florida for spring training at George M. Steinbrenner Field. The good thing is that last year I came back and threw a couple games before the postseason, and Severino, his first bullpen is Thursday. So I threw in the postseason too. This year I feel ready to start pitching in the beginning of the season. So that is some nice, interesting information. Severino is looking to stay healthy this year.
You know what? Yankees better stay healthy all year and win the World Series. If they don't do it this year, they ain't never gonna win. So on that note, that's the end of the show, folks. See you on the next one. Listening. DX Bomber 2011. Just Google search the first inning. So long. See ya.